Hi. For those that don't know me, I'm Virginia Walton, and I'm an executive burnout coach, helping women in risk management use those awesome risk skills to mitigate their own risk of exhaustion and burnout. Prior to starting my coaching practice, I spent 24 years in the banking and finance industry, with most of my roles in credit and risk management space. I worked my way from teller to small community bank to senior vice president of a $27 billion bank by the age of 38. I'd love to tell you I did everything right and it was smooth sailing. That'd be a lie. Fortunately, I learned a lot of lessons, most the hard way along the way. And now I'm looking to share those with other women so they can have even greater success and do it a little easier than I did. So that brings us to today's topic of how to use your diet to reduce your risk of burnout. Now, we all know that our choices when it comes to what we eat have an impact on us, right? That's not new information. But typically, when we think about what we choose, we're thinking about the caloric intake. I love a good piece of fried chicken, but I know if I eat too much, that good grease is probably going to lead to a breakout, just like too many sweets will as well, right? We think about the physical impact, right? I know a lot of my friends, especially as we get older, right? You got to think twice about that rich, cheesy dish or the ice cream or how dairy is going to make you feel. While you'll enjoy it, are you going to pay for it 10 minutes later or that night? So we think about it, but we don't think about it in terms of the other aspects of our life that it impacts. The food we choose impacts our mood, our ability to focus, the quality of our sleep, right? And those are all things that are key to making sure that we're bringing our A game, right? If you are tired, can't focus, and you're kind of having one of those days where nobody wants to be around you, it's going to impact your productivity. It's going to impact the quality of your work, right? So this talk isn't about just thinking, oh, pick this over that because this is the healthier choice. When we think of our weight, our how we'll feel, I kind of want to expand on that. So I don't profess to be an expert or a nutritionist. I've worked with a lot, but I'll admit every time I went to see a nutritionist, it was about my appearance. I was trying to lose weight. I was trying to be healthy, maintain a healthy body, but I wasn't thinking about the impact on my sleep, my focus, and my mood. We all know how we feel after that big holiday meal, right? The tryptophan in the turkey kicks in, you're tired, or you go out for a great meal. And I am totally guilty of this. Oh, you start to feel full and there's a little bit left. It's not enough to bring home, but it's too much to waste. So you do, and then you're like, oh, right? But we think about those as kind of one off. I'm talking about every day, the choices we're making and how they're impacting how we show up at work. Okay? Think about that. So if you're tired, you can't focus, you're moody, right? You're creating risk for yourself. You're creating risk of poor quality work, and that can create reputational and financial risk for you personally. Maybe not the organization, but if your work isn't A game, it could have an impact when it comes bonus and review time, right? Nobody wants an off year. Not to mention if the quality of your work is subpar and you miss something, now you've put the company at risk, your team at risk. That's going to have consequences too on you as a person and you in your role. So let's think about some of the food choices we can make that would be increasing our effectiveness. So let's talk about mood, right? Some foods that can, and I apologize. I want to make sure I get my foods right. So you might see me checking my notes a little bit more than usual because I didn't memorize all this. Foods that can have a positive impact on your mood include avocados, chickpeas, and eggs. So hopefully you like them. I was pretty excited when I read that because I have all of those in my lunch every day. So the reason is the magnesium in the avocados helps reduce anxiety, and it's a healthy fat, right? Olive oil and olives are a healthy fat. Healthy fats improve brain function. Improve brain function, better quality of work. See the correlation here? Uh, Eggs are a great source of vitamin B, which can give you energy and help manage your stress. So, are we tracking so far? Right? Picking things like eggs and avocados help reduce your stress. Hmm. I think I can eat those to make sure that I'm a little bit less stressed out. So, if you're stressed and feeling anxiety, you're not going to be as creative and you're not going to be able to find solutions. If you can't find creative solutions that balance mitigating risk and meeting client and customer needs, whether you're worrying about customer facing roles or your internal clients, that's a key to managing risk, right? Finding the solution, finding the balance. So think about your food choices to make sure that you're firing on all of them. Things that help with your brain focus. We've already talked about the healthy fats of avocados and olive oil. You want to have omega 3s. Omega 3s help that brain function, and that's where your creativity and your problem solving are going to come from. Some other foods to consider: kidney beans, seaweed, salmon, mackerel, and cod. So hopefully you like those, right? And you probably have heard that those are healthy for you for other reasons, right? Um, Lean meat, lean fat, healthy fats. You'll notice I didn't say a hamburger. Don't get me wrong, I love that. But that's not going to be the best choice if you're trying to make sure you're bringing your A game. So, how about our focus? What are some of the things we can do to improve our focus? We can have blueberries. Again, olive oil or olives. I'm not a fan of olives. And walnuts. Again, we're talking about healthy fats. Vitamin C can be found in blueberries, which helps reduce the risk of dementia. Again, on that note, minimize your multitasking. I know I sound like a broken record if you've seen any of my talks or read any of my articles before, but we're really not doing two things at one time, right? We're just really jumping from one thing to another quickly, which, if you think about it, right, what happens when you bounce in window to window in your laptop? Some days it just craps out, right? Because it can't keep up with that pace. Why do you think your brain can? Right? So, if you're a recovering multitasker like I am, maybe increase some blueberries and walnuts, toss them in your yogurt and a salad. You can also consider your healthy fats again. And walnuts, in addition to providing, nuts are a source of a healthier fat, they help support your brain health and your nervous system, right? We all need our brain. If your brain's not functioning at its best because you're feeding it fries and burgers and pizza all day, which again, I love all of them, but not the best choice if you want to bring your A game to the quality of work, right? So if you think about it, when you're picking your choice, yes, the burger is probably not the best choice for your weight, but it's also probably not the best choice for your brain, which at the end of the day, that's probably more important than the number on the scale. Just saying. So we've talked about focus. We've talked about your stress level. Here's another impact area that our food impacts: our sleep, right? And I don't just mean like, oh, I had coffee right before bed, or I ate this big, great dessert, but all that sugar kept me up, or I had ice cream and now it's upsetting my stomach and I can't sleep because I've got pain because I had too much dairy. I'm talking about, think about things that help produce serotonin and melatonin, right? Foods that help keep you calm and get quality sleep. You want to make the most, right? Out of that. You've heard me say we need sleep. We need time to recharge, just like our devices do. But you want to be efficient in doing it, right? You want to make sure you're getting the most out of that sleep. One of the ways to do it is be cognizant of the choices in your diet. So, things that help produce melatonin are tart cherries. Kiwi actually has vitamin C that will improve your serotonin production. And I love this peanut butter. I'm a huge peanut butter person. Has tryptophan. Think of our tired turkeys at Thanksgiving. But that also helps make serotonin and melatonin. And when I read this in an article recently on today.com, so please feel free to go out and check that, because there's other foods in case any of these weren't really resonating with you. Also, healthygrocerygirl.com had some great suggestions as well. I remember working with nutritionists and, working with designing food plans that would stabilize your blood sugar, right? So you don't have those spikes, right? We all know it feels great to get that caffeine jolt, whether it's coffee or tea or a soda and a candy bar in the afternoon, because you're getting that 3 o'clock lull. And it gives you that quick energy. And then by 5 o'clock, you're jogging again, right? So you want to make sure that you're making food choices that kind of stabilize you so you don't experience those highs and lows. And one of the tips that had been recommended to me was, you have your 3 big meals and a couple little snacks between. And one snack closer to bedtime was a rice cake and peanut butter. And I, again, was only approaching it from the, I want to, keep my blood sugar level. I didn't realize that till I read this article that it's also helping me get better quality sleep. We want to be as efficient as we can in everything we do. Time is precious. None of us have time to waste, and none of us know how much time we have. So the reason we want to be mindful of our food choices, not just in terms of our weight, our complexion, which, time out, side note, I think it's horrible that at this age I have to worry about pimples and wrinkles. Just saying, one or the other, But back to being a little bit more serious. If you think about that they're helping you be rested, focused, and reduce your stress, hello, why wouldn't you want to find something that works? Maybe you don't like olives or kiwi, and that's okay. There's other choices. But be mindful as you're picking them that you're picking foods that are healthy fats, because that improves your brain function. You want to have a good amount of fiber, and you want things that are going to help produce melatonin and serotonin so that you're getting quality sleep, and they're also helping to reduce your stress and anxiety level, right? If you think about it, as you're making your choices for your diet, right? We all think about the scale. You're going to keep doing it. I'm not saying you need to change that, right? And of course, whatever other health conditions you may need to be mindful of, right? I run a little hypoglycemic, so I know I need to really be mindful to eat regularly to keep my blood sugar even. Not to mention, just we all should, because it's healthier. But think about it. All day at work, you're putting in process changes that create efficiency. You're putting in controls that mitigate the risk. Do the same with your diet. As you pick your foods, think about it. Is this helping to mitigate my risk of not getting a good night's sleep, of getting a proper amount of sleep? Is this supporting reducing my stress and anxiety level? Is this helpful to make me get a better quality night's sleep? Right. And we can talk more about some of those other things. I'm happy to share more details. Um, if this makes sense and you're not sure where to start, I'm here to help. Right. But think about it. You spend all day putting in controls and efficient processes. Do the same for yourself as you're thinking about what to eat for lunch today. Right. Salad season, hard boiled eggs, avocados, walnuts, blueberries, salmon, kiwi. These are all great options. So add them to your list of controls and call on them regularly. And then keep track of how you start to notice how you feel as you implement these foods more. So I hope you found this beneficial. Again, those resources that I found were articles at healthygrocerygirl.com and today.com. There was an article on 14 foods to fight burnout. If you'd like to learn more and need my help okay, I'm ready to make this change, but I don't know how to start, drop me a comment or a DM. Check out my website, virginiawalton.com. Let's chat. Let's get you starting to implement your own controls to mitigate your risk. Be well.